super big, awesome, tough guy Jim Jordan has renewed his fight against Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, and he has thrown down the gauntlet, folks, threatening her that if you do not give me all of this material about your investigation and prosecution of Donald Trump and the other people too, sure, why not? If you don't deliver it to me, he said, by 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday, tomorrow, then something, right? He didn't actually finish the threat, but he did give her the firm deadline of 5 p.m. tomorrow to turn over all of the information that she has used for the indictments and the prosecution. Give it to me, Jim Jordan says, by 5 p.m. or else. I want to know, or else what? Are you going to file criminal charges against her? Are you going to hold her in contempt, bring it to a floor vote, and then send it to the DOJ to prosecute? Because if you do it right now, I can promise you it's not going to go well. What will happen, of course, because Biden still is the president and Merrick Garland is still the attorney general, if you do it now in this Congress, then they're going to have to send it to this DOJ before this Congress expires at the end of the year. So you only have a couple weeks left to do it. So if you do it, right, and it goes to Merrick Garland's DOJ, they're going to dismiss it. And then you have nothing. You have nothing to threaten her with. So you can't do that. So what you would have to do then is wait until the new Congress gets sworn in. However, because it's technically a new session of Congress, all of the orders and things of that nature, including your request for documents from the previous Congress, those expire. So you would then have to go all the way back through the process from the beginning, and redo all of this and drag it on out for months and months and months before you're finally able to make a new demand that she turn over documents by 5 p.m. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that Jim Jordan here has no idea what he's doing. And he has nothing to threaten Fani Willis with. But let's just say Jim Jordan gets his way. And Fani Willis, who has been defiant, rightfully so, legally rightfully so. In fact, as we all know, this is what Fani Willis said when Jim Jordan, because he was big on it over the summer, was trying to get his hands on these documents. This is the response she issued to him. Your public statements and your letter itself make clear that you lack any legitimate legislative purpose for that inquiry. Your job description as a legislator does not include criminal law enforcement, nor does it include supervising a specific criminal trial because you believe that doing so will promote your partisan political objectives. So she has made it clear, one, you got no jurisdiction over me, bud. We're not reliant on your funding. This is nothing to do with you. You can't threaten me with anything. But more importantly, you don't have a legislative purpose for it anyway, even if you did have a way to threaten me. So there is nothing you can do to compel me to give you this information. So legally, she is in the right and has been this entire time. But let's assume again, Jim Jordan gets the contempt vote. The DOJ says, okay, hell yeah, we'll prosecute. So they take her to court. I mean, hell, we have seen other people, Steve Bannon, Peter Navarro, go to prison for being held in contempt of Congress. So could that same thing happen to Fani Willis? Probably not. And do you know why? For the same reason I just explained to you, the fact that Jordan has no legislative purpose for this, and even if he really kind of did, he still doesn't have jurisdiction over a local prosecutor. So she would likely not be convicted, even in the most right-wing areas of the country, which is not where a trial would be. It would be in D.C., so you're not going to get a conviction, bud. So, Jim, I don't know what you're threatening, but I do feel like you are threatening criminal charges, right? The contempt, at least. But it ain't going to work because you're not smart enough to realize the law's on her side and time is definitely not on yours.